Hey, so as everybody knows at this point, the Avatar movie is out with the gang, but older, and it's a really solid movie. It's a really good movie in my opinion. A solid 8 out of 10, to be honest. Pretty straightforward plot, funny character moments, and absolutely insane fighting scenes. I mean, like crazy fighting scenes. Like the team that worked on this went absolutely ballistic with the choreography and just everything in the fighting scenes. There's a scene where the gang is fighting Taga, the newer airbender that they just discovered, and he is he's OP. It shows you just how strong airbenders are, which is like, okay, I see why the Fire Nation had to wipe them out. These guys were just they're OP. Like the speed at which this dude Taga is moving in between the entire gang and the way he's just like evading everything. At one point, he just starts taking the air out of everybody's lungs, and they're all presumed dead, but they didn't die. But that entire sequence was just phenomenal. It just shows you how much of a mastery all the gang members have in their respective element. Katara, Zuko, Toph, and then it's so funny because Sokka's there fighting with them, and the way they fight is so like synergized. It's so in sync that whenever somebody's using an element, say Toph for example, she's attacking Taga, and then she creates like a wall to propel Sokka forward, so he's not just like he has some sort of support with his melee moves. And then there's another part where Sokka is getting ready to attack Taga, and he gets a boost by Katara using ice, and she also freezes his bat thingy, whatever it's called. I forgot what it's called. His bat thingy, and it's coated in ice to deal some extra damage. So yeah, that might be this movie's biggest strong suit. Its strongest point is the fighting and choreography between the fights. It's just absolutely fluid. It's absolutely amazing. It's just like it's a spectacle to watch. To be honest, I'm gonna rewatch it just so I can see all the fight scenes again. They're that good. And I gotta say, all the character designs in this movie for damn near every character is super cool. It's just amazing. Great job all around. So those are the main things that I love about this movie, but let's talk about some of the things that I didn't really like per se. The number one gripe that I feel like a lot of people had that I also have was just the general portrayal of the Avatar state in this movie. Not only is the portrayal a little iffy, but it's also the constant spamming of the Avatar state that Aang does throughout the movie that kind of rubs me the wrong way too. Now, to be fair, the whole spamming the Avatar state thing wouldn't be as bad to me if the portrayal of the Avatar state was a little better. Because, it makes sense. Throughout the movie, Aang is in multiple very perilous and dangerous situations where the Avatar state just kicks in and he has to save himself or somebody else. But my thing is, when I mean portrayal, I just mean like the Avatar state felt so weak in this movie. Like, genuinely. Like, it really did just feel like every time Aang was in the Avatar state, he was just getting like mixed up, or he was just getting like the piss beat out of him for some reason. And I really think the purpose of that was to just up the stakes a little more, just to show you how strong these adversaries that he's facing are, and to also like boost the aura, I guess, of his new Avatar form at the end of the movie. But I don't know. Even so, I just felt like when he was in the Avatar state, he wasn't showcasing as much finesse as he used to do when he was a kid, when he was younger in the Avatar state. Which feels odd considering he should have the combat experience and just the finesse and all these really cool quirks and features from the previous avatars, so it should be no biggie for him to like close that skill gap. I don't know how to explain it. It just felt like the Avatar state was just like a minor stat boost. Like it didn't feel like he was really tapping into his Avatar state potential in this movie. Which leads me on to the next point. The evolved version that we get of the Avatar state using the staff and everything felt really pointless. Now, don't get me wrong, I think it looked cool as hell. I think it was one of the coolest things to come out of the movie, actually. But in just, like, in practicality, in the actual plot of the movie, it felt very pointless. I mean, he transformed into that state for maybe a few minutes and just beat the ever-living piss out of Taga for a little bit by throwing, like, giant air balls at him. And being consumed by rage, we see Aang's Avatar state like get spiritually corrupted as time goes by. So it was really cool. It was a really cool visual. It was a really cool thing to experience. But again, it did just feel kind of pointless. It felt like they did it just because like big movie, flashy flash type thing, which isn't really a problem for most people. But, and then the last thing that I kind of want to touch on about the movie that kind of rubbed me the wrong way was the fact that Aang broke the staff at the end of the movie. So, this spiritual staff is overcharged with so much spiritual energy that it can effectively give a non-bender the power to bend. The main antagonist of this movie, Taga, he was a non-bender in ancient days, and the avatar of that era gave him the ability to airbend, gave a lot of the early airbenders the ability to airbend using that spiritual power. At the time of this movie, Aang is the only airbender to exist in the world. Technically, he died in this movie and got revived by Katara. He has been so close to death in this movie, it's not even funny. He was in the process of going into the spirit realm, passing away, because Taga took the air out of his lungs and killed him, and Katara revived him. At the very least, I felt like he could at least just broken the staff after giving the airbending ability to a newer generation or people who deserve it, He could have broken the staff after genuinely reviving the airbending culture, something that he's been yearning and aspiring to do. And to be honest, I felt like they might have actually done that if it wasn't for Korra. Because as we know, this movie is a prequel to Korra, and that doesn't happen in the Korra series. There's no history that happened in the Korra series. So maybe if the Korra series wasn't a thing and then this movie came out afterwards, or maybe like a series of this came out afterwards, they would have done that. But yeah, I definitely think that would have been the better route to go. But obviously they can't because they don't mess up the history too much. But yeah, that's a few of my own personal gripes I had with the Avatar movie, even though I still think it's a solid 8 out of 10. I liked it a lot. I loved it a lot, actually. Beautiful movie. A few issues with it that I had a problem with it, though, but who doesn't have a problem with stuff nowadays? But if you have anything to add, like, comment, subscribe, all that cool stuff. If you have a comment about the movie you want to leave, down in the comment section, I'll read it and we can have a talk about it. All right, see ya.